Okay, so shall we start, friends?
Yes, Ravi.
Now everyone is activated. Please be active yourself, friends. Okay. So Pankaj, something you are saying privately in the chat, right? On that time. Later I saw that. Can you please ping the same something you are saying
I
that
was,
I did not understood that.
I was asking to you that you tired or not. If you are tired, then we can take a break.
I know. Just okay. Let's continue. Okay. Let's continue. So okay, friends. So now we sent right request and we are getting this response. Na, come on. Hmm?
Yes, Ravi.
We are getting this response, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so next what we will do it now. Now let's implement next concept, right? Let's work on next area. Okay. Suklaji, even I also don't know because in my like 1 minute I'll show it.
So many videos are pending.
See this, how many videos are there? 41 videos are there. Still near about today 50 videos will be there because still our session is going on only, right? Means those videos will add in this list only, na? So even I also don't know. So be active yourself, learn here itself only because see everything I'm going to implement in project at that time I'll not explain these things again, friends. Okay, that is your responsibility. That is your
Yes, sir.
responsibility. Whatever my responsibility is there, na, I'm completing those responsibility from there onward. After completing the session, that is your responsibility. How you guys are grabbing the knowledge and all those things, I don't know because I'm trying my level best to deliver the subjects to you people, right? So okay, I started uploading the security, right? So these videos are for the security only. After completing that I'll upload. I'll try my level best to complete upload these videos.
Okay.
Hmm. So now let's start it, right? So next one is what? User authentication, right guys? So in this time after registering that what we are getting now, after making the login, what we are getting now, we are getting this token na, come on,
With the same token.
right? We are getting this token. So we need to implement because next time onward what we will do it now, we will use this token and we will make the request to our what, our end user, right? End user. So end user is nothing but provider, producer application, or our microservices application. So for that what we will do it now, let's work on what is that JWT token verification. Because if we not write the logic to verify this token, right? So any token can acceptable in our microservices, that is also not good things na.
Yes, sir.
So next what we are going to work, in which area we are going to work now, in which area we are going to working now, let's work on what? User authentication. User authentication is nothing but what, friends? JWT token verification. Token verification, right? Token verification. So in this case what will happen now, in this process, consumer sorry CONSUMERNM consumer
And
consumer client, our client, right? Our client has to make what request, make request using what? Using token. Using what? Token, right? Token. This token we will send as a, what is that? In a header parameter. In HTTP header or head, right? Head as a process, sorry, as a parameter, param, param authorization, as a param authorization, right? As a param authorization. But the question is how we can trap, how we can write the code which is reading our, what is that, header param. For that purpose we will use what? We will use, what is that, filter concept in our what? In our microservices, right? In our microservices, what we will use now? Filter concept. For that our spring framework is given, that what? I'm stopping this one. Now control shift T, what we will use now? One what is that? One predefined filter is there, right? What is the name? One pre one pre request, right? One pre request filter is not there. Why? That is the abstract class only now. Once, I think, right? Once, yeah, once, see, once a pre-request filter is there na, come on, once.
Yes, Ravi.
And this is what is abstract, see, this is the class, and beside that is there na, come on, is there means what? This is the abstract class. Come on, you want to see now? Okay, what is this one now? Abstract, right? Come on, this
Yes,
one
sir.
is what? Abstract class. Okay, fine. So how we can implement these things? We have, what is that? For that purpose, what is that? We have one implement. We need to implement. We have implement what? We have implement one. Sorry, what is that class name? Once once pre-request filter, right? Once pre-request filter, which is what? Abstract class. Which is what? Abstract class, right? Abstract class, which is what? Abstract class, right? Abstract class. And its implementation class. What is the implementation class now? What is the implementation class? IMPL. IMPL, right? IMPL class. Its implementation class is what? Its implementation class is control. If you want to see implementation, multiple implementation is there, but which one is our abstract order character to 1 minute? I'm seeing that from controller hidden request context filter is there, right? Once pre-filter, what is the implementation? It's, we want to see that implementation also. Okay, control shift T, let's see, do filter, but do filter is the method, right? Its implementation. Okay, this is the abstract class. What we will do it now? We will override, right? We will override this in abstract class in our what? In our what? We will write one more class and we will extend this abstract method, right? How we are like extending what? Abstract web security configurer adapter na, same like, right?
Yes,
Class and what? Class and what is that? We will override. We will override what is that? Abstract method. Abstract method, right? Method. What is the abstract method in this class now? Control Shift T, right? Control Shift T. Once per request, right? Inside that what? Where that method, which method we will override? Because that do filter internal, yeah, do filter internal, right? Yeah, this do filter internal only we will override. It will take what is that? Request response and what is that? Filter chain. People, if anybody having little bit knowledge about what servlet filter, that one only, friends, right? That one only. But here what is that? This is the predefined things, right? Come on, respond it, friends. Okay, please respond, please respond, because if you guys are not active, right? Actually, see, previously what 3 hour 3 or 30 minute continuously I took session na.
Yes, sir.
yes, Ravi, yes.
Yeah, so just think about that. If you guys are just learning the things and I'm continuously speaking, right? How much energy I need. So my
Yes.
energy is, if you guys are responding, that one will encourage me, right? And I can deliver the subject as a perfect manner. So
Sure,
okay.
Ravi.
Yeah, so now fine, friends. Okay, it's having what is that? One what? Do filter internal, right? Do filter internal method. Do filter internal method. What we will do it now? We will override that method, right? We will override that method here itself only. We will override that method, right? For example, what is that? We will write one what? We will write one security filter, right? For example, we will write what is that? Security filter. Security filter, right? We will write one security filter and that is the class only, right? This one will be the class only. Okay, so in that what we will do it now? We will extend that, right? This we will extend what is that? Once per request filter. We will extend that once per request filter. So now let's understand what is that flow diagram of what is the token validation, how we can validate the token, because whatever token is generated, right? Whatever token is generated, how we will write the logic and this token will we will validate in our what? Microservices. So now everyone is ready for seeing that diagram, friends?
Yes, Ravi. Yes, Ravi, ready.
Yeah, so just see this, right? This is the token, right? This is the token. So what we will do it now? What we will do it now? So here what? Here whenever we are making the request, right? Whenever we are making the request to what? So this is the HTTP request now, friend. This is the HTTP
Yes, sir.
request. This is the HTTP request, right? It's having how many parts? It's having how many
Two
parts,
parts.
friends? Two parts, right?
Head part and body.
Yeah,
At the
header part.
body.
Yeah, so whenever we will send the request to what? Our what is our controller before,
Client to
then what
server.
is that? Here we will take what is that? A header section. In the header section we will take what is that? Authorization authorization and what is that? That token, token, right? We will take that token in the header section. We will pass that token in the header section. We will pass the token in a header section, right? So after then what we will do it now? Then we will send this, right? We will send, means we will make the request, this one to whom? Our filter. Which filter? Once per request filter, right? once per request filter. But what we are doing now, for that we are inheriting in the security, that is the abstract class, and where we are writing the logic in Spring security filter. In our security filter, right, we are declaring one class and we are extending that one, means what, all properties inherited in this class na. Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. So fine. Now, so this request will come to our what, our security. What is that security filter? This request will come to whom? Our security filter. Security filter. Security, this one will come to whom? Our security filter, right? Our security filter. Fine. Security filter. Okay, good. Our security filter. After then what? After then this security filter will communicate by taking this token. This security will communicate with what? Our JWT util class. The security will communicate with whom? Our JWT token JWT util JWT util for verification purpose, right? For verification, this token is expired or not, this token is valid or not. For all those things, for all those purpose, we wrote already JWT util na. In that we wrote already logics na, friend. Come on.
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
Yeah. So then this security filter will communicate with what? Communicate with what? JWT util, right? JWT util, and it will return after, if the verification is perfect, then again it will return to whom? Again it will return to the subject. Again the subject is nothing but username, right? Subject, it will return subject. Subject is, sorry, subject is nothing but it JWT returning what is that? Subject as a token, right? Then that token will come to whom? Then that token will come to what? Security filter. Security filter, right? After doing that, then what will happen now? What will happen now? This security filter will communicate with what? Database. The security filter will communicate with what? Database, right? Database. Database. Database, right? How this security filter will communicate with database? How security? By taking the help of what? User detail service na, friends. Come on. By taking the help of whom? Come on, yaar. By taking the help of user detail service only. Just we completed, right? Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
So this one will communicate with what is that? Database, by taking the help of whom? User detail service, right?
Yes.
Yes.
User detail service, right? After then what it will return? What it will return? It will return now, it will return Spring Framework user na. Come on. It will
Yes, Ravi.
it will return the user
Yes, Ravi.
it will return what is that? Spring. Here what is that? Here the controller, from the controller what we will return? We will return what? We will return what is that? Spring Framework. Spring framework user
Object.
right? User object, right? User object. And then we will give this one to whom? Then this one we will give this one to whom? Now we will give this one to our what is that? Filter. Then this one we will give to whom? Our filter, right? Our filter. Now again our filter, what our filter will do? What our filter will do? Again our filter will communicate with what is that? Authentication manager. Authentication, right? Authentication for the for what is that? Taking the further taking the data from the context memory to creating the session, right? To creating the session, right? It's like it's behave like what is that? Then it will communicate with what? It communicate with what is that? Authentication, right? Authentication. Then it will communicate with what is that? Authentication, right? Authentication. This authentication is nothing but what? Security context. Security context.
Context.
Security context, right? Security context means what? We are see, this security context means what? It behave like a session. This memory will behave like what? Session. But this is not session, because this is the stateless application, friend, because this is the distributed application, right? It behave as a session, but it's not, right? So note I'm writing here itself only. So it it behave, right? It behaves like, it behaves like what? Session. Session. But it is not, it is not session. But it is not session, right? Come on. Then after then what? This one will return, this one will return this token again to whom? This one will return again this token to whom? Web security configurer adapter, right? Come on. Web
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Ravi.
web
Security
security
configurer.
adapter. Web security configurer adapter, right? Web security configurer adapter. So what is the step now? What is the step? This is the first step, friends, right? This is the first step. This is first step. Second step is what? Request will come to whom? Security filter, and a security filter will communicate with what is that? JWT. This is the second step. This is the second step. After then what? After processing that JWT things, then what is that? It will return what is the subject to again what? Subject to again what? Security filter, right? Security filter. Security filter, right? After taking that security filter, what is that? Security filter will take the help of what is that? User detail, and it will communicate with whom? Database, right? It will communicate with whom? Database, right? After then what? Then after then database, after fetching the record, it will convert that data in what is that? Then we will convert the data in what is that? User Spring Framework users, right? Users. So that is the fifth step.
Okay.
Right? Fifth step. After then what is that? After taking that Spring user security is Spring Framework user, after taking filter, after taking the user security, right? Filter, what filter again will do? What filter again will do? It will communicate with what is that? Security context, right? Security context. It will communicate to whom? Security context, right? Security context. Okay, fine. Security context. Okay, so after performing the security context, what will happen now? It will communicate what is that? It will communicate with whom? Seventh step to what? Web security configurer adapter, right? Web security configurer adapter. This flow is called what? This flow diagram. This flow diagram for what is that? Token validation. Token validation, right? Token validation. Fine. Token validation, right? So okay, if you but whenever we will develop, right? Whenever we will develop, you guys want to see that UML notation also, huh? Because
Yes,
if you
Ravi.
if you guys see that, right, based on that UML notation only, what we will do it now, we will start developing the application. We will start developing the application, right? So okay, fine. Now friends, let's understand that one also, right? What is that UML notation? Right now let's see that control shift T. What is that? What is that? Where our application it will communicate, where our application will communicate. Let's see UML notation, right? UML notation. Okay, so fine. So here first, what is that? Now control shift T, control shift T, what is that? Once, right? Once per security request, right? This is the abstract class. Now friends, come on, this is the abstract class, right? First, what is that? Security filter. Whenever we will make the request, right, whenever we will make the request, this one will come to what? One per security configurer, right? Means what is that? That is a public abstract method, is public only, right? Because so what, how we will represent? With the plus symbol, right? See, public we are representing with the
Yes, Ravi. Plus
plus
symbol.
symbol, plus symbol, right? And in which package this one is given now? In which package is Spring Framework, right? Is Spring Framework.
Yes,
So
Ravi.
just what is that? Com dot Spring Framework, right? Com dot org, right? Org dot Spring Framework, right? Spring Framework. Fine, fine. Okay, so in this one, which method we will call now, friends? In this one, which method we will call now? In this filter, which method we will call? Where that now? Do
Once pre-request filter.
yeah, once per where that method? Just we saw that, right?
Yeah, Ravi.
Do filter internal, right? Do filter internal, we will call, what is that? Do filter internal. And what is the return type, friends?
Void.
Right? Okay, so and that method is what? Protected, na? Protected, right? So protected we are
Ravi.
representing with hash symbol. And do filter method we will call, and this one is what? Argumented method. This one is what? Argumented method. And return type is what? Return type is what? Void, right?
Void.
Yeah. So
Void, Ravi.
yeah, so this do filter is predefined filter, right? So if we want to use the services of do filter, we need to write first what? We need to write one method, our own class, and we need to extend, na, and we need to make the has a relation with this abstract
Yes, sir.
class, na. Come on, friends,
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
we need to make has a relation with what? This class, right? Yeah. So fine. Now guys, so how we can write our own filter? How we can write our own filter? Now we will write, what is that? Here we will write what? Our own filter. Com dot rk dot filter, right? Filter, this is the package name, plus what we will do it now? Let's specify security filter, security, right? A security filter, security filter, right? Security filter. Okay, good. Security filter. Okay, we will write one class, right? We will write one class, and what we will do it now? We will make the has a relation with what? This class, with what is that? This abstract class, this abstract class. Sorry, is a relation, it's my mistake, right? We will make that a is a relation with what? That abstract class. This one is what? This one is a abstract class, right? This one is what? Abstract class. And this one is what? This one our own. This one is a class, right? This one is a class. But what is that? It's this interface. This interface need what is that? Two more things na? Sorry, this class need what is that? Two more things. What it's need now? First need what is that? Util class, and another one is need friends. Another one in need what is that? User details, right? User details. Then it can perform the operation na? Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, so fine. Okay, good. So here what is that? Which is already we developed, right? Which is already we developed, right? Which one? So com dot rk dot util, right? And what we developed plus jwt util, right? This class only we took the name, right? Our utility class, jwt utility class is this one only, right?
Yes.
Yeah, people are not at all active, right?
Yes, Ravi. JWT util package.
Yeah.
JWT.
Okay, so okay, now fine. So here we will make the has a relation with what? We will make the has a relation with what? In the security filter, because based on this diagram, our development will become easy, friends, right? Our development, that's why I'm explaining this one.
Yes. Yes. Depends on this diagram only.
Yeah, so now here what it will become, what is that? Has a relation. Here what? This one will become what? Has a relation. This one is what? Has a relation, right? Even if you don't remember, right, what coding, if you remember this diagram, you can able to complete your coding. That's why I'm
Yes.
explaining this one, right? So next what it's a need? Next it's a need, what is that? User security, user detail security na? Come on, it's a need, what is that? User detail security, right? So who? User detail security. Next one is what? It's a need what? Who user details is given by what? Org Spring framework, right? Spring framework. So user detail service, right? Okay, fine. Now yeah, so here also, here what we will do it now, here also again we will make the has a relation with what? User detail service. Again we will make a has a relation with what? User detail service, right, friends?
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
Has a relation, right? Has a relation. So okay, so in case of friends, okay, if session there, just assume that, right? Whenever we are performing web application, right? If a session is there, right? If session is there, if session there, right? If session there, then what is that? Just what is that? With session, I'm talking about what is that? With session. With session, what is that? Whenever we are making the request, right? Whenever we are making the request, and what will happen now? What will happen now? One session will create, right? One session will create. Session will create, and what is that? Then by taking that session, what is that? It's going to front controller, and it will check, and the front controller is allowing, right? Allowing, right? Front controller, the request will go to what is that? FC, front controller, right? In the request processor, I'm talking about that stateful, whenever we are developing the web application as a stateful, right? Come on, whenever we are logging, that one session is creating, and we can able to access the things, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
but
Ravi.
but here what we are doing now, friends, but here what we are doing now, here because what is that? Here our application is stateless na?
Yes, sir.
but
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
because because here we are using what? We are using stateless, right? Stateless. Then what is that? Then what is that? Stateless means there is no session, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Yeah.
Stateless means what? Less means what? No session, right? No session. No session, right? No session. Then what will happen now? What will happen now? Just we saw that, right? So whenever we are making the request, friends, right? Whenever in the stateless behavior, if our application there in the stateless, right? Then what is that? Whenever we are making the request, right? Request is going to whom? Request is going to whom? So that is what? That is what? Control shift T we took na. User, what is a username, password, authentication token. Request is going this one only, right? Come on. Hmm?
Yes, Ravi.
Yes,
So
Ravi.
now, so this class only making our application as what is, because this one only validating the token na. This class only validating the token na, friends. Come on.
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Yes.
This class is validating the token, but and what is that? After then it's giving to after validating that, it this class only placing inside that what? One memory after validation, right? It's placing in one of the memories there. That memory will be that, what is that? Security context.
Okay.
Security
Okay.
security context, right? Security context. And after placing in the security context, this one will give to whom? Our front controller, our microservices front controller, right? Then this one will give to whom? Our front controller. This is the process, right? This is the process in case of what is that? Stateless behavior of application, right? This is the process that will be there. This is the
Okay.
processing. This is the request processing will be there. This is the request processing will be there. And what is the its interface? Because this one is there in the authentication, right?
Yes, Ravi.
This one is there inside that. What is that? This is the implementation class, and this is the interface na. Come on, this is the interface, and this one is the implementation class, right?
Yes,
Hmm?
Ravi. Yes,
So
Ravi.
yeah, so now more clarity you got. See, development, don't worry. In the theory only, theory part only will take the time, friends. Development will just 10 to 15 minutes. Within that 15 minutes we can able to complete within the 15 minutes. But without understanding the theory, if we start developing, right, then there is no possibility to understand the code. Because of that I'm explaining these things, right?